Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Here we are once more with some more StarCraft 2 commentary. Force, you are doing a lot of videos. Well, yes, I am. It's my job, and I do it fine. That's right, guys. We have got another series here. This series is going to be a TVP, yet another one, PuMa versus CrunCher. So we have EG's PuMa versus Complexity's CrunCher. We are starting the series off here on dual site. We can see PuMa spawning in the right-hand position. There's our blue Terran player, and then far in the left-hand position is CrunCher as the red Protoss player. Dual site, you know what? A lot of times we see pretty short games in this map. It's a small map. It's very tight. And as such, very aggressive. It's very tight. That's what he said. So anyways, yes, we do have a probe moving out right now already for CrunCher. So let me just take a quick look around the map, just in case you aren't too familiar with it. Of course, that natural expansion will be right outside of the main, pretty wide open, lots of area to cover. Quick expand builds a little more risky because of that. There's also two pretty large entrances into the expansion, so two avenues for you to actually have to cover and pay attention to. We have got possible thirds. First one right over here in this position, and then the next one up over here in the left position. And then the further outreaching expansions, the high yield expansions on either corner over there. And of course, it is mirrored on either side here for both players. We can see PuMa already dropping that Rax and already dealing with some harass here from CrunCher. A little bit of the probe harass going down on that SCV. SCV just working up his scouting. He wants to check for that refinery, and there it is. Refinery coming down for PuMa. So PuMa, so far, pretty standard opening for him. But yeah, small map tends to lead to quick games because you can be so very aggressive here. You can see that that walk path very, very small. It isn't quite as much the case, but you know, if you were familiar with the beta or you played StarCraft 2 when it first came out, the map Steps of War, this reminds me so very much of it, just because of the style of games that you see. It is possible to get longer macro games, but because of the short map distance, it just doesn't happen quite as often. And actually, you know what? I miss Steps of War. Some people are going to say it was imbalanced and all these problems, and yes, they did take it off the ladder, but I kind of liked those short, crazy, aggressive games. But I can understand for this sense of balance why they would actually go ahead and remove something like that. So anyways, PuMa continuing to move back out. This will be some secondary scouting. No, this will be his first scout, actually. I'm a liar. His first scouting SCV right now for PuMa will be moving out right on into CrunCher's base. We can see still no Zealot coming through. He's actually holding off just a wee bit longer. And is he going to bother even coming out with it, or is he just going to wait and get some early game stalkers? It's going to be interesting to see what he decides to do. We do have that second assimilator now finished right now. Cybernex Core not finished quite yet, and actually, unbelievably, it looks like CrunCher will be opting to skip out of that initial Zealot. Now, keep in mind, that is something that PuMa is aware of, and that is something that he may very well take advantage of. Realizing that there will be no early Zealots, he may try to push out with something. Now, we can see right now, Factory is coming out. He does have that second refinery building, and just pumping out some Marines right now. Obviously, a techie build here coming from PuMa. All sorts of opportunities, all sorts of options as to where he could go from here. Really going to have to wait and see that next attachment, or if he decides to come out with the starport next, until we kind of try to figure out what he will be going for. Now that SCV Scout will be moving around, he's looking for possibility of proxy tech, the very unlikely possibility of a expansion that would be going down, but I would say most likely he's checking for proxy tech. He wants to see if CrunCher has anything hidden, has anything fancy that is going down. We can see right now the starport is coming on through it. We are also getting the tech lab right there on the factory, still keeping up this constant Marine production. Could very well be seeing some sort of, nope, it's coming with the Banshee. Banshee opening here from PuMa, and this could be a pretty devastating build, and I will wonder how CrunCher is going to be able to deal with it. It should be Banshee. The other possibility is the Raven opening. I haven't seen that in a while, though. I haven't seen the Raven opening in a very long time, but we are, of course, sticking at Marine heavy. Still nothing coming out of the factory, and let's confirm. Looks like it will be Cloak Banshees. Opening up with Cloak Banshees, PuMa. Let's see how effective this tends to be here. Now, we've got 2 gateways warping in. That will make a total of 3 gateways. CrunCher appears to be... Wait, what is this right here? Never mind, there's Stargate, so he will be sticking on one base. And this could actually be pretty devastating, in all honesty, for CrunCher, because right now, how much cloak detection does he have? He has 0. He has got 0 cloak detection, so dealing with those Cloak Banshees will be very difficult. Now, look at that, the Stalker with some nice micro there from the Marines, able to get taken out. Now, the one thing to realize is, although he lacks the cloak detection, these Banshees don't stay cloaked forever. So if you can try to save yourself long enough to be able to survive through the energy that the cloak gives you, and then you can actually take them out pretty effectively, because we can see we are seeing Phoenixes come out here for CrunCher. But I still am really concerned because even, you know, waiting for that cloak, waiting for that energy to dissipate really isn't the best solution to dealing with Cloak Banshees. We also have a Raven coming out immediately after. So actually just opening up with that one Cloak Banshee, and then it appears to probably be a timing push is what we will be seeing. Now we do have the Tech Lab here on the factory, and yes, PuMa clearly sticking to one base. Way too many production buildings to actually move into the late game and on one base. This is going to be a one base all-in from PuMa here. Opening up with some Cloak Banshee harass, and then pushing out with Tank Marine Raven. This is a very strong, very potent all-in build, and this is going to be, in all honesty, pretty tough for CrunCher to deal with. But again, he does have these Phoenixes, so let's see what he can do here. We do have that Cloak Banshee moving out, and look at that, already starting to go to town. Those Phoenixes, are they going to stick around and wait for that cloak to drop, or are they just going to push out and try to do some counter damage? It looks like they are sticking around, so now PuMa has all of the energy bar worth of time to actually do damage right now, so he's got a little while longer. Now we do have the robotics coming out to attempt to deal with this, but look at this. There's going to be so much time not mining right now for CrunCher. He has got over half of his workers here off the line, so PuMa able to do so much damage, and CrunCher preparing to actually deal with this and try to get back in the game economically, actually dropping that expansion. But look at how much damage he's taking right now. 9 workers killed so far. Now, I do expect PuMa has scouted out those Phoenixes. I expect him to pull back right now, given the fact that he is running out of energy. Please pull back. Don't want to lose that Phoenix, and there you go. We'll be pushing back right now. He doesn't want to lose that Banshee to these Phoenixes, but this is not looking good right now. Looks like it will be taken. Look how quickly they managed to take that out, but you know what? It doesn't really matter because right now PuMa is pushing out with the second half of his all-in push right now, pulling down a lot of SCVs as well. He's even got some idle workers right here, but he doesn't even really care. Here comes that very strong push. Is the point defense show? No, it doesn't get taken. It doesn't get dropped. He must have not had enough energy. He must have been just barely lacking the energy to drop that points defense show, and that is very unfortunate for PuMa, but you know what? Not a lot of ground forces right now for CrunCher, and I'm not sure he has what he needs to deal with this push. This is a very strong all-in coming here from PuMa. SCV is coming up the rear right now. They're getting ready to assist right now with this, and no sentries. He can't do any. He can't do any force field action until the SCVs make it in. Are the tanks going to siege up, or is he going straight for the DPS? He's trying to drop a bunker. Not sure that that's happening though. And we are seeing those Phoenixes taking out those tanks, and that's pretty impressive. But look at the Marine DPS shred through, and beautiful play there by PuMa, putting those SCVs on that stop and hold position, preventing those Zealots from getting up to those Marines, allowing that DPS to go through, and forcing the GG from CrunCher. We saw both players open up this game with strong one-base play, CrunCher opting for 4-gate Stargate with early Phoenixes, while PuMa opened up with 3 racks, going into a quick Stargate for Cloak Banshees, following it up with Raven Siege Tech. Without any cloak detection, CrunCher was very susceptible to this early Cloak Banshee. There was nothing he could do about it. He just had to wait until the energy dissipated off of this Banshee. As a result, he ends up taking some pretty hefty economic damage early in the game. Once the energy dropped, we did see CrunCher move forward to take out that Banshee that had killed off 11 units. But then immediately, PuMa pushed out with a Marine Tank Raven build. With the economic damage that CrunCher took from that early Cloaked Banshee, he simply lacked the forces and resources necessary to deal with PuMa's all-in push. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. This was game number 1 here between PuMa and CrunCher. We will be moving on to game number 2 in just one moment. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. I thank you for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.